you just really never know when you're visually impaired what kind of sorts of things are you going to run into. Hey YouTube, it's Amber here and I'm back with another video. Well, I do always like to reiterate in most of my videos that I am low vision or legally blind. I thought it'd be fun today to just let you guys know some of the funny and embarrassing moments since becoming visually impaired. And I was diagnosed with my blindness, of course, once my accident that happened back in May 2019. I had suffered a lot of brain trauma, and a lot of that brain trauma resorted into some of my vision loss that I still deal with today. So I might as well live with it. I might as well go with the punches, go with the flow. Honestly, like I said, I really do embrace being visually impaired. I have no shame telling people or letting people know that about me. When I tell people that, they don't even like believe me. They look at me and like, you look completely normal. There looks like nothing is wrong with you at all, until people are around me enough and then they notice little things that I do that will seem a little off. I make jokes at myself, and I know that everybody is in different stages of their blindness journeys. Some people are just starting out and it may be harder for them to accept blindness and to cope with it, and then there's other people who are more than accepting of it, been dealing with it their whole life and they're kind of used to everything. I am newly visually impaired because I was diagnosed with blindness between 2 and 3 years ago. Anywho, when I run into different situations that my blindness affects whatever I may be doing, I just roll with it, and I think it's kind of honestly funny, a little bit embarrassing, but I always just end up laughing at myself. So I guess I'll just get into the video. The 5 most embarrassing / funny experiences I've had since being visually impaired, and there are so many more. I'm letting you guys know these are the ones that I can really just remember off the top of my head, but I run into problems every single day, so this is just a few of them. I'm going to be referring to these moments as blind girl moments because a YouTuber, her name is Molly Burke, and she always refers to her blind moments as blind girl moments, so I'm like, I might as well do the same. One of my blind girl moments that I can remember off the top of my head was when I had first came home from rehabilitation. My vision loss was still fresh. I was still learning how to work with my vision. I wasn't too good navigating around, and I didn't have a cane at this time to help me. One of my first times really being out into the public eye, and so, you know, things just looked a little bit more fuzzier than how I look at it today. With blindness, you do learn to get used to how you see or don't see. So over time, I've learned to maneuver my ways, and where I don't always use a cane, although I should. I was in the grocery store with my mother, and I was walking, and my depth perception is off, a couple inches on both sides, so I may think something is more closer, further away than it is. Silly on me. I happened to just be walking with my mom. My mom was walking really fast ahead of me, forgetting that I do have low vision. It happens to her all the time, but like I said, this was in the beginning, so she really like just forgot that, you know, I'm low vision and I can't keep up with her as much. So I was walking behind her, and then I remember we were coming across the place where people can pick up the deli, and it was like a couple people there, and boom, I ended up walking to a sign and it just hits me right in the head, and I'm like, bruh. And mind you, it was right in front of me. The sign was literally right in front of me, and I thought it was more further away, and it wasn't. That just goes to show how bad my depth perception especially was back then. My mom came running over. She's like, oh my God. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm okay. But next time, please just walk with me, or just please don't walk as fast, because things like that happen. And I know people were probably looking at me like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, why is she crashing into a sign that was literally right in front of her? But whatever, they don't know my situation. So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing, but it happened. Another funny / embarrassing blind girl moment was going to the nail salon. And this wasn't the nail salon that I normally go to. This just so happened to be a different nail salon because it was right around the time when the pandemic first happened and they were just opening up places. And my nail salon that I always go to just so happened to not still be open. So me and my best friend decided that we'd take a little trip elsewhere. After we decided to do that, we go to the place, they're doing our nails. Everything turns out good. Then comes the part we're paying. And I'm paying with my debit card, and printed out a receipt, and you know, you gotta sign and all that stuff and write your total or whatever else on it. And I can't see that small print. It was too small for me to read. I can't write straight. Like, when I write, I honestly write like I am a preschooler, because it's really hard to write when you can't see how you're spacing out your letters. It's really difficult. I know a lot of visually impaired people who have issues with writing because it's hard to see your spacing when you're trying to write something. On top of the receipt being very, very small, I just couldn't see it. So I was trying to explain to the guy, like, oh, I'm visually impaired. If, you know, somebody can just help me with this. He looks at me, he's like, huh? And I let him know again. I'm like, yeah, I'm visually impaired and I might need a little help, you know, writing this because I can't see it like that. And I don't think he understood it again. Then it kind of hit me. Probably was a language barrier. After that, I just straight up told him, I'm like, I'm blind and I can't see this and I need help. And once I said that, he knew exactly and he helped me out right away. I have to remember, not everybody uses the word visually impaired or low vision. Not everybody understands it, and maybe even more so people who have a hard time understanding the English language, which is definitely understandable. So I just probably should have used different words. Since I of course said that, he was able to help me out, and that solved that problem. Another blind girl moment that I had, I was with my best friend and we were at the mall. We were in the parking lot of the mall. We were just about to go inside. My family, I guess, they were at the mall too, and they were in the parking lot about to park and go to the mall too. So once again, this was especially kind of during the beginning of my vision loss. The car pulls up and I see my best friend, like, oh my God, like, hey guys, like yada, 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 talking to them. And I'm in the back and I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking because I really can't see who it is. So I'm just in the back, like just staring at them. And then after my best friend turns around, she's like, you're not gonna say hi? Like, it's your family, it's your cousins, your aunt. So I ran up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't see like that. Like, you guys know, like, I can't see and yada, yada, yada. And everybody understood and stuff. But it happens, and I think, like I said, a lot of times people do forget that I can't see. So it almost seems being rude if I don't say hi, and it's not even the case. It's just I genuinely can't see, and if I can't see, then I won't know that you're there. Actually takes me to my next blind girl moment that happened just recently. I was at the grocery store with my mom again, and somebody who lived in my neighborhood, they called my name from afar. I couldn't see who it was, so I'm looking all around and I don't know who's calling my name. My mom, she's like, you know, if that person said hi to you, I'm like, who was it? She's like, I don't know. Only I knew him. Well, I had to, of course, get a little bit closer, say hi, and I had to let her know about, you know, my incident that happened, because I don't think she knew about the incident that happened and that I had suffered from some blindness because of it. And that's when she just so happened to tell me that a couple times when she would drive by and wave hi, I guess I would never wave hi to her. Oh man. And also, I guess one time her husband had seen me and my best friend getting out of the car. Me and my best friend and the lady, we all live in the same neighborhood, and she's seen me getting out of my best friend's car, and I looked like I was stumbling a little bit, and I guess the husband thought I might have been drunk or something. So yeah, I'm like, no, I wasn't drunk. I don't even drink. It's just some wine. If you don't mention it, people are really gonna think something wrong with you. This is why I really have to start bringing my cane with me. Can't see like that, and I'm like walking and stumbling all over the place. If I don't have a cane to indicate that I have visual impairment, they're not gonna know because I just look normal. My last blind girl moment that I had was when I was with my mother, and I'm always like with my mom. We were at a doctor appointment. Some lady came in. I thought it was the doctor. I kind of know the doctor, so I'm like sitting here talking to her like, oh my god, hey, like it's been a while since I seen you, since I came here last, like how have you been, yada yada yada. And that's when my mom just kind of like nudges me, you know, that's not the doctor, you know, it's just a random lady. I'm just like, oh crap, it was like the nurse or something. Whatever, it is what it is. I just had to embarrass myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of these funny / embarrassing blind girl moments. I have so many of them. Like I said, I'll probably come up with another list in a couple months or so. Please make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I would truly appreciate it. And stay tuned for my next videos, and please turn on my post notifications because I do post sporadically. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.